Back to this channel, Ink and Aspiration. It's been a little bit of a dry spell here in making videos, but there is a really good reason for that, and I'll just skim the surface a little bit on that. I got a health diagnosis, and I just haven't been able to make out any sort of regular content on this channel or even my main source of income channel that help promote my business. I've kind of had to take a step back in that, but you know, I think we're on the winning side of that, and so I'm starting to feel a little bit more like myself, and just wanted to do a video here talking about my daily notebook carrying system. As you can see, that consists a lot of filled notes, and I just kind of wanted to go over how I'm using it, what all makes up this system. There's nothing unique about this. You know, there's been bits and pieces that I've taken, you know, from others, from experimentations over probably, I'll say the last 7 years or so, when I started to really use these filled notes style pocket notebooks, which I love. This video is not sponsored by any means. I just, you know, kind of just wanted to get my feet wet again on making a video and just talking about things that I like, and that includes pocket notebooks, daily carry type of stationery, things like that. So what we'll start off with is my daily carrying system. It consists of 4 notebooks. These are 4 different field notes, and I've got them kind of latched together with a little band system here. There's nothing crazy about this. It's very simple, and then somebody will probably end up telling me that there's a better way to do it. But so the black string is connecting 2 notebooks in the middle, and then the blue one is. And I do recommend using like 2 different colors for doing this so that you can see them quite easy. And one cool thing about banding them together like this is, one, you've got them all together. So the main reason that I did this, and I used to have them in the Lockbee mini field journal, I think is what it's called. There's 4 bands in the middle here, and you can put up to 4 notebooks in here. And actually I have gotten 5 in here fairly easily. So I was keeping them in here. This is great for, you know, just taking it, throwing it in a bag, and you've got it with you. You can pull out all the different things that you have. This one, I even got a folder for this one because I had some stickers that I wanted to put in there. But I'm not using this at the moment right now, but I will get back to it because it does serve a purpose that I like, and maybe I'll make a separate video going over this one. But the idea is kind of the same. So these are all latched together, banded together with those bands, same ones that are inside of here, you know, or in just a traveler's style notebook. So what's really cool about that is that you can kind of pick which ones, like which order you want these in, which one you want first. So if I didn't want this one in the first place, then I would just go like that, and they all stay together perfectly. Or if you want maybe this one in front, or if you just want to go through them like this and then write, you know, health things down, write what you need to write, have that on front, and then the next one up, if you need to fill something out in my daily to do, then I've got that up front here that I can maybe, like, it's like crossing it out whenever you've done your work in that particular one. I like to have my daily log / to-do up front. And that's just kind of a cool way. I really wanted to do it this way because I got a little sad that I wasn't getting a lot of patina on my field notes and getting them scruffed up and worn in. Like, you can kind of see a little bit going on in the full print there, that it's nicely wearing in and got some creases in there. I was just really missing that when I was putting them either in the mini journal from Lockbee or the pocket journal, which you can still do fairly easily. So like if I did need some protection on this, what I would do is I would just stick it in here like this. And maybe even put this one on this side, but then there you go. Pack it down a little bit and they all fit in there. Throw that in a bag if you want to keep them protected. But I like a little wear on that, so. I was missing that, and so I can still easily fit this into my pocket versus putting it in the Lockbee covers or any cover, to be honest with you. That would be very bulky in my pocket, but this fits perfectly. Like you could fit this in your back pocket, in your front pocket. It's not that bad. And then just every now and then I push these little bands down after opening them and stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of how I'm organizing things, how I'm carrying them. And the actual notebooks themselves, I'll go over that. The first one here, like I mentioned earlier, is a daily log / to-do list. Let me see if I can find something here. Okay, so what I like to do is just stamp whatever the date is. I've really been liking this green. And then I'll list out some things, usually the night before, that I want to get done. A running to-do list. And then over here, I really enjoy the ledger editions that Field Notes puts out, because they have like, a ledger system going here where you can do your income, your expenses, things like that, where you can track on the side here. But I like to just track a few things just for my, personal things down here of when I do those, but they could be anything. What I have here is just a calendar, basically, of the current month of when I start the book and then the next month. So I can just have like a visual here. A lot of times you'll get these calendars from Field Notes when you purchase one of the notebooks. So I'll keep that in there as well. And then I just started my daily to-dos, and then I've got a calendar here where I like to just put some appointments and things, and then some notes to any of those that if I have to schedule something for the next month that's not like the calendar view isn't written out, then I'll put that in there. And then when I'm making May's, then I'll be able to see what I have written here to add to that current calendar. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I've got my filing system on the back there. And then the next one is my timeline. Now, I used to combine these two, and you still could, but I just felt like, especially on days that I had a lot to do, of course this one didn't have very much, but on days that I have a lot to do, I just felt like I didn't have enough room, and I didn't want to keep running through the daily to-do list, daily log so fast. So, and then this was the one that I like to look back on the most, and so I wanted a separate one for that. And basically what it is in the name is the timeline. So I have the date here, and then I'll track what I'm doing at specific times of the day. And I just really I like doing that. It's more of a, really kind of like a journal, a diary, if you will. But I like to track those things, because I just thought, like, how cool would it have been to look back, in my teenage years, or hell, even like 5 years ago. That would be something cool to look back on. And I didn't start doing this until probably about a year and a half, really this past year, because it's helped with medical things to look back on and see how I'm getting better. The next one up here is just my thoughts and ideas. This is things that I need to jot down, to look up, to remember. Each day I'll go in here and see what I need to maybe incorporate into a to-do, or something that needs to be referenced, look up. anything that's brainstorming, brain dump, all that stuff can go in this one right here. And it gets referenced using a reference system that I've come up with, and then the page number to be able to find those easily. And then the last one here is my health journal. And it's really I've kind of used this like I do my timeline. So I won't get like too far into here, but I'm tracking how I feel throughout the day, supplements that I'm taking, if there's any sort of, benefits, or if it's maybe not beneficial, then we'll cross that off and move on to something else. But that's what that one's for. So that's kind of what makes up the bulk of my daily carry system. And then I'll just stick this into my pocket or carry it around, because I like to pull out my field notes throughout the day, go through them, and just really, have them be as much of a part of my day, because one, I get enjoyment out of it, and two, it's beneficial to look back on certain things. It's also good to have your running to-do list so that you're not forgetting things. And I think it helps my brain stay focused a lot of the times too. Now, after going over these, I do have two kind of bonus pocket notebooks to talk about. And the first one up here is my kind of nature journal. It's really the journal that I take with me on walks, and it mostly I'm writing it as I observe things on a walk or a hike or anything like that I'm doing outdoors, that I'm taking the time to be present in, and I'm writing things down that I'm noticing. So this one's with me all the time when going out and just going on a walk or a hike, or even to like the pool. Sounds and things that you want to be present for, you want to notice a little bit more. And then I kind of just, like I said, I write them in a style of maybe a little bit more of a artistic style, maybe I'm into a more of a poetry setting, but you don't have to. But I just think it's nice to do that. That way you stay mindful and conscious of your surroundings and how you're connected to all of that in nature. Let's see. This last one is a little bit new, a little bit revisited. I call it what I'm thankful for. I know a lot of times people will call things like this their gratitude journal. And I just feel like that kind of just, I don't know, we're putting some things onto our gratitude journal. And I feel like that becomes like a chore in a way. So what I do is I just have a day, and I won't, pick through all of this, but, and I just list out things that I'm grateful for that come to mind, or things that have been making me happy here lately, or in that certain time. I don't carry this one with me all of the time. I'll sit down maybe in the morning, midday, afternoon, maybe all three, and just sit and write out those things that I'm thankful for, so that I can look back on and really just have a record of things, kind of like the timeline. I think the timeline and this go well together. You could do these in the same notebook if you wanted. I just happen to want a different one. And then there's also something really cool about this. It's a moleskin, and it's blank paper. So I guess I could also do like some sketches in here too, which might be a thing. So this one is very appealing. It's very nice in the hand, and I think it would make for a really good everyday carry notebook. I can't get rid of field notes. They're just, I don't know, they're my favorite. But this is really nice. If you wanted to put everything into one book, I would recommend getting this and then just doing some tabs. Kind of like I've done with this notebook. This is for list. I have song ideas, what I want to watch and read, packages, and then this is bulls. I like to come up with bull names for bull riding. It's just something fun I do. I don't know, to pass the time. But anyways, if I wanted one notebook, I would use something like this. I'm usually a Leuchtturm subscriber, but there's something really nice about this. I couldn't find any in the blank pages with the soft cover in Leuchtturm, but Moleskine has it. I don't know if I like the paper as much. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little grittier. It's not as smooth as Leuchtturm, and definitely not as smooth as like Lockbee's paper. That's probably my favorite paper feel. But if you were gonna do one notebook, you could do something like this, and then maybe put tabs on the different sections, because there's a lot of pages in here. I don't know if they're not numbered or anything, so I really don't remember how many are in here. And of course, you've got the pocket, so you could put your driver's license, money, anything that you wanted to carry. This could be your wallet, and then you could have all your different sections in here. So carrying that as thankful / maybe sketchbook. But yeah, so this is kind of my system. This is my daily system, everyday carry type of thing that I'm using currently, and just wanted to share it with all of you to see if this is something maybe you'd like to use yourself, or if you're just somebody who just likes to look at other people's systems and their everyday notebook systems, or just their notebook systems in general, their field notes, how they're using them. So here you go. This is how I'm using the majority of my field notes at the moment. Hopefully we'll have some more of these types of videos. I've got a good Walmart stationery haul that I just got back from. So maybe I'll do a video on that. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, or just let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see on this channel. Let me know. I am a field nuts just like you, so let's chat. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you like it, hit the subscribe button and give it a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next one.